gods and demons, sworn enemies, pulling the same rope to churn an ocean for the nectar of immortality. But before the ocean surrendered its prize, it released a poison capable of ending all creation. What followed demanded a sacrifice no one expected. In sacred Hindu tradition, the Samudra Manthan is a revered myth preserved across regional and devotional texts rather than a literal historical record. The narrative begins with the Devas, divine beings associated with cosmic order and celestial authority, suddenly stripped of their strength, prestige, and fortune. The Vishnu Purana attributes this decline to a curse by the sage Durvasa, sparked when King Indra failed to respect a divine garland. While the Bhagavata Purana simply describes the gods as no longer flourishing, and the Mahabharata uses a shorter framework, the crisis remains absolute. To preserve the universe, these weakened rulers had to propose an unprecedented alliance with their eternal enemies. To resolve this cosmic crisis, the preserver Vishnu proposed an audacious strategy. Both factions must jointly churn the ocean of milk to extract Amrita, a death-defying nectar of immortality and renewed power. The weakened Devas could not execute this monumental task alone. They approached the Asuras with a proposal for a temporary truce. In the Bhagavata account, the Asura king Bali accepted the terms, while the Mahabharata describes a more general agreement among the demon hosts. This was a transactional bargain, not a peace treaty. Both sides agreed to share the labor, yet each faction secretly plotted to seize the ultimate prize for themselves. The cosmic undertaking required a mechanism of monumental scale, constructed within Kshirasagara, the ocean of milk. The factions positioned Mount Mandara as the central churning rod, wrapping Vasuki, the serpent king, around its peaks to serve as the rope. As recorded in the Bhagavata and Mahabharata, the Asuras gripped the serpent's head, while the Devas held the tail. By pulling alternately, the rivals drove the mountain into motion, bound together by the same thrashing snake. Traditional readings interpret these opposing pulls as cooperation constrained by rivalry. Yet, as the rotation accelerated, the massive mechanism began to strain under the mountain's immense weight. Without a solid foundation, the ocean floor swallowed the massive peak. Mount Mandara slid into the deep silt, grinding the churning to a sudden halt. The combined strength of gods and demons was useless against the crushing weight of the sinking mountain. To prevent total failure, Vishnu intervened, descending into the depths to take the form of Kurma, a colossal tortoise. He positioned his massive, unyielding shell directly beneath the sinking peak. This giant base caught the mountain, providing the absolute stability the operations required. With the core supported from below, the colossal rod stood firm, allowing the rival forces to pull once more as the churning resumed with new momentum. As the stabilized ocean churns, the milky waters begin to yield the Ratnas, extraordinary treasures rising from the thrashing sea. Surabhi, the divine cow Kamadhenu, comes forth in some accounts, representing infinite nourishment and ritual abundance. Then comes Lakshmi, the radiant goddess of prosperity, beauty, and auspicious fortune, casting her protective gaze upon the astonished assembly. The wish-granting tree, the Kalpavriksha, rises next, symbolizing the sheer richness of the natural world and the ultimate fulfillment of desire. While the Bhagavata Purana, Vishnu Purana, and Mahabharata differ on the exact order and number of these treasures, traditional readings view them not as isolated rewards, but as a complete, harmonious vision of universal wealth. Yet this sudden abundance is only the beginning of what the churning ocean holds. Underneath the radiant surface, a far more dangerous force is already beginning to stir. The golden radiance of the treasures abruptly vanishes as a dark, choking mass rises from the thrashing sea. This is Halahala, also known as Kalakuta, a lethal cosmic poison capable of wiping out all creation. The Bhagavata Purana describes this toxic fume spreading rapidly, threatening gods, demons, and every living being. One tradition attributes its source to the agonizing breath of the strained serpent Vasuki, while another claims it welled up directly from the ocean's crushed depths. The ultimate quest for immortality has produced the immediate threat of universal death. Helpless against the fumes, the rival factions stand paralyzed, both requiring a protector from beyond their ranks. With the toxic haze threatening to consume the cosmos, the terrified assembly turned to Lord Shiva, the supreme ascetic. He sought no display of power or conquest over the dark vapors. He simply stepped forward to accept a burden that no other cosmic entity could endure. In an act of deliberate self-sacrifice, Shiva gathered the lethal halahala poison and drank it into his own body. Rather than allowing the toxin to destroy him or pass into his core, he contained it entirely within his throat. The searing fluid stained his neck a rich, permanent azure, earning him the epithet Nilkanth, the blue-throated one. This vibrant mark remains a symbol of perpetual responsibility, a visual reminder of danger safely held inside to spare the world outside. While later devotional traditions attribute a protective role to his consort, Parvati, who clamped his neck to trap the poison, primary scriptural accounts do not feature her presence equally. Ultimately, creation survived because Shiva willingly bore the agony of the cosmos, transforming a threat of absolute annihilation into a quiet monument of eternal protection. With the cosmic poison contained, the churning waters part one last time to reveal the final treasure. From the depths of the ocean of milk rises Dhanvantari, the divine physician, and an incarnation of Vishnu, radiating celestial light. In his hands he cradles the golden pot of Amrita, the sacred nectar of immortality. As the patron of Ayurveda, the cosmic science of life, his very presence promises healing, restoration, and the end of mortality. Yet, the sight of the gleaming vessel instantly shatters the fragile truce. The ancient bargain, built on mutual desperation, dissolves into raw greed. Recognizing the key to absolute dominion, the Asuras surge forward, attempting to seize the jar by force. The Devas brace to strike back. In this breathless moment of triumph, the supreme remedy becomes the spark for renewed war, leaving the fate of the cosmos suspended in a desperate struggle for possession. The cosmic struggle for the nectar never truly ended. Today we still churn our own volatile oceans, seeking light while unleashing peril. What are you willing to sacrifice for your ultimate truth?